What's up, sports fans? I'm Rene Garza Jr.
And I'm Freddie Guevara.
And welcome to another chunky, fun-filled episode of Tailgate 956, a show that covers sports across the Valley and the Lone Star State. Now, before we get started on today's episode, let's give a shout out to our sponsors. Apogee Comics, the best in independent comic books. If you're looking for a great read, make your next comic book Apogee. Visit Apogee Comics all throughout social media and on their website at www.apogeecomics.com.
And Rick's Auto Shop for all your auto repair needs.
Located on Indiana Street in Brownsville. And leaky faucet, broken pipes, problems with the porcelain throne, then call Charlie Towers. They will provide phenomenal service for those in need of their plumbing services. Visit them at charlietowers.com. Now, my brother, what has it been?
Tough scheduling right now, I guess, with people.
No. Like, what's it's our team so far? It's been crazy. It's been phenomenal. Like, it's been like ups, downs, moments.
I know so many problems. I think off the field, off the court, problems as far as at least football and basketball. I think right now are the biggest issues on the. Aside from the teams, but I think baseball we still got a long way to go though.
Yeah. When it comes to baseball, yes. Yesterday's game against the Padres, I felt I would have brought the broom today. Honestly, I was start barriendo right here, but unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Why? I don't know what happened. I don't like. We were right there, 3-2 against the San Diego Padres.
Would you think that maybe they wanted to just take it easy, take a break? They knew that.
No. I feel going into this game after that, devastating losses that they had against the Cardinals, a series that something in the Astros. I felt that they were going into this game. I even said it on our Sports Bite that it was going to be a different type of game, a different type of series. Some people actually went, the naysayers, the doubters, the ones that were like, no, they ain't going to make it. They're going to suck, sell the team, blah, blah, blah. Well, you heard me on the Sports Bite. No, that wasn't the case. We actually did win the series. Yeah. 2 out of the 3 games. I felt it would have been a sweep. But once again, the one who started pitching, Framber Valdez. How has he been a thorn in a lot of fan side?
And he started off hot.
Yeah, he started off hot. Yes. He did win opening day. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, wow, that's a big change from how it was like past 2 seasons he started. Honestly, I don't know. Out of the past 5 games that he's pitched, he's only won 2. With the Mets, he's won. That was opening day, of course. The abysmal series that was with the San Francisco Giants, he lost. It was 3-6 with 5 innings pitched, 6 errors, and 4 base runs that, he had 9 strikeouts. All right. But like four of those runs for the Giants came from him. So that's nothing to be like, woo, no. Against the Mariners, yeah, we did win. 6 innings pitched, 0 errors, 8 strikeouts. I'm like, okay, that might happen. But then back to back with the Cardinals, it was a 3-8. With the 4 innings that he pitched, 7 errors, when he had 3 strikeouts. Mm-hmm. You could tell he was off his game. Why? And I'll say it again. Once Framber Valdez makes an error on himself, he gets in his own head and completely falls apart. And what happens? The opposing team sees that, and they just rip him apart. And they have a smorgasbord of strikes.
And I would think that would be then right there. Just that point that you're making would be a worst possible position for him to start.
Yeah,
to put him as a starter, because if he fumbles after making one mistake, you're more than likely gonna be the one to make the mistake and the first one when you're pitching first.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a domino effect. And this one yesterday, 6 innings pitched, 2 errors, 2 strikeouts, and 3 of those runs were thanks to him. Yeah,
you have to have a strong mental, mentality. You have to be strong on that front, because you're gonna make mistakes, but you need to get off of them, and that does not sound like something he can do or has been able to overcome.
Yeah, exactly. And I understand why the Astros haven't approached him now for an extension on this contract. Yeah, he'll be glad to pay, but at the same time, I don't think I see a lot of other teams, scratching not the at his doorstep, be like, hey, after this season, you want to come with us? Yeah, not really.
Do you think that maybe that's why they haven't traded him?
I'm pretty sure they're probably looking forward to somebody. Like I feel that there's going to be a. Well, when's the deadline? Let's see. When's the deadline? When's the deadline to trade?
That was a good
The season
question.
the season already started. I already want him to be traded. Like honestly, there's top tier talent from what I've seen here. The Dodgers could probably go for him for Nick Frasso and Amateur, but I don't think the Dodgers are going to let
July 30th.
July 30th, right? That's the deadline. Yeah.
Now the other problem would be: is there anybody that wants to trade for him? That's why I mentioned maybe that's why they haven't traded for him because maybe they don't have anybody that will pick him up.
Man, maybe also another thing, maybe burnout issues might be the. I'm not defending him. I've never been a fan of him. I stand on that.
Yeah,
I stand on that hill. I've never been a fan of him.
But we got to see some things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to clarify and be honest. I mean, hey, you know what? Yeah, like you said, it's probably like you're saying, a burnout.
Yeah, burnout in the sense as well too. Maybe he's picking up a lot of slack because of Spencer Arrigetti's injury. Although at the same time, that isn't an excuse. Yeah. No. I think he's out for like another 4 more weeks.
That hurts.
Yeah.
That hurts.
Yeah. It was a freak accident that happened when the ball hit him in the thumb. It's unfortunately, yeah. But I can honestly say, judging by there are some top prospects out there. Speaking of, Wenetzky doing phenomenal. So is Hunter Brown as well too. Of the games that he's pitched, he's probably about even. With the Cardinals game that we won, he had pitched 6 innings, 4 strikeouts, and the 2 base hits when we pretty much shut them out. Out of those 2 out of those 3 games, we won 2 of them. Out of those here, we won 1 out of those 2. My mistake, sorry. Also against the Twins, when we won, it was 5-2, 6 innings pitched, 2 errors, 8 strikeouts. Hunter Brown has changed a lot since from when he started. I was thinking like, oh man, Hunter Brown's gonna pitch. Now I'm more confident thinking, I'm like, who's gonna pitch today? Hunter Brown, which is actually pitching actually right now as we speak. Actually,
nice.
He started out against the Blue Jays.
Blue Jays,
yes.
Just started. Right
just started, yes. Yeah. My astro senses are thinking. But yes. The Mets, we lost. We did lose one of those games, but that wasn't his fault.
It wasn't him.
No, it wasn't his fault. I know he had 7 strikeouts. He only had 2 errors, and those 3 base hits. Okay, yeah, maybe it was a little bit his fault. Those bases,
maybe some of them something
a splash, a smidge. It was But another person that I've been like kind of disappointed in, and I'm like, and you'll agree with me because he's one of your favorites, Ronel Blanco.
I know
Ronel Blanco.
He's not making a big splash like I thought.
No. Like I don't know what it is. Maybe his nerves are like he's worried about certain things. I don't know what it is. But the times that I've seen him pitched, I'm like, ooh, yeah. Was it against the Giants, that abysmal series against the Giants? That's always going to stand out because honestly, that was a hard watch. Yeah. He only pitched 5 innings, 3 errors, 6 strikeouts, and three of the runs the Giants got were on him. When we played against the Twins, that was a victory. But the thing was that he only pitched 1.5 innings because he started messing up. He had 4 errors within the 1.5 innings that he was pitching. 3 strikeouts, and 3 of the 7 runs that the Twins got were his. Yeah. And then against the Angels, who have been doing great as well too, 5 innings pitched, which is all right. 2 errors, 7 strikeouts, and one of those points of the 3 were going. So he was on fire that day. He was locked in. But against the Cardinals, 5 innings pitched, 3 errors, 1 strikeout, and 3 of those points, because there was a lot of pop flies. 3 of those points from the 4 runs that the Cardinals got were because of him. So it was bad. Yeah, it was bad. It was a hard watch. I don't know. Maybe what's been going on with this. Hopefully, there's a lot more seasons right now. They're 10 and 11.
10 and 11 right now.
They're 10 and 11 now. Hopefully, it might flip around. But honestly, when it comes going back to our good old favorite player here, Framber Valdez, I feel that he's on the chopping block, and the Astros need to trade him. I stand on that.
Well, I think we both said that, we were seeing that there were really problems a lot of like in pitching.
Yeah.
We saw a lot that they didn't work on that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this will be the opportunity to go ahead and fix that.
Yeah.
Especially seeing I thought Blanco would be making a bigger splash, making bigger numbers, had better numbers, better said.
Yeah.
But having both of them, at the way that they're doing is causing a lot of harm.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
More than good. Yeah.
yeah, I mean today I'm seeing Hunter Brown, starting pitcher.
Yeah.
Maybe they can see how that starts, how that works out, and maybe try to move him around from being a starter.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe try to give him a little bit of a stretch. Maybe having that opportunity to get to being ahead relaxes him a little bit better
Yeah.
to not make those mistakes that are putting pressure.
Yeah.
Because when you start a game, it depends on you if it's gonna go one way or another. And if you make a mistake and they're beating you, that's a mentality that you have. That's why you have to have a strong mentality.
Yeah, no, and I agree with you. That when it comes to like going back to Ronel Blanco here, um, I feel, and maybe some of you fans might agree as well too. I mean, you might agree as well too that I feel Ronel Blanco should be moved as relief pitcher.
Mm-hmm. The way he's doing it, at least for right now, how he's playing,
Yeah,
I agree.
Because of the short little burst here, from what I'm seeing of the games that he's pitched, a couple of innings that he's doing great. He gets stuff done.
Yeah,
like for example, the Twins, the 9-7 win. One had he had some errors, but honestly, I feel that as a relief pitcher, he'll do phenomenal. He'll do great because it's just short little burst. Maybe he burned himself out. That might. Although yes, he had a complete shutout. His first time at that, which is true. Or maybe he just needs to find his groove again.
Yeah, but no, I totally agree with making changes in pitching. One of them being that he does go and make him a relief pitcher. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Take the load off of him for a while and get him back to where he should be playing.
Yeah, I know when it comes to contract extensions, Hunter Brown is one person I feel that they should definitely once his contract is up. He's one pitcher that I feel they should keep him on.
Well, to be quite honest with you, anybody that's doing remotely well, we can't afford to lose. To be quite honest.
Oh no, yeah, and
even at that,
and not only that, right now, like it seemed during these party games, the bats started hitting for us. The bats started hitting, and they need to keep a momentum. They need to keep that same force, that same drive that they had those first. Well, actually, all three games. I don't know what. Well, not counting yesterday's game, but yesterday's game because it went. We lost by 1 run, unfortunately, but they keep that same momentum that got them those wins in the first place.
I agree.
Yeah, and not play out the way they play with the Cardinals, or the way they played against they need more home runs. More like Jordan is another player that I feel needs to wake up because he hasn't been himself at all. He has not been himself at all, and he's one player that I hope he stays with the team for the long run because he's a great asset for the Astros as well too. That's for sure. He's a great Astro. He's a great Astro. He's a great designated hitter. Great at left field, which he also played yesterday too for some reason. But I'm like, no, just leave him at bat. Leave him at bat. You can't risk those injuries. You can't risk getting more hurt. And everybody's always like, right now, I swear it's like how you say, everyone, if it gets the Cowboys or whatnot, the spotlight's always on them. Now, since the two top players that were, with the Astros, Alex Bregman and Kyle Tucker, they're doing phenomenal. They're doing great or whatnot. And good for them.
Yeah.
But honestly, when it comes to that, the Astros messed up losing these guys, or the Astros did so and so and so. Hey, you want to know how much Kyle Tucker supposedly, from what I've been reading, $450 million that he's looking for extension to stay with the Cubs. Will the Cubs cough it up? That remains to be seen. I know they got the top. I think both NL and AL. Yeah, I think most run top players of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But and then was it? No, the Astros fumbled the bag. They messed up not keeping these guys. You know what? They They made an offer to Alex Bregman,
Yeah,
and he refused.
they offered him opportunity.
Yeah,
I mean, at least at their part. And hey, you know what? The team had only a limited or a certain amount of resources to go
yeah,
ahead and
yeah,
offer.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. And not only that, it's all planned out in a way they wanted, to for them to advance. Do you feel? Well, let me ask you this: do you feel, as a Nationals fan, do you feel that if they were gotten Alex Bregman, it would have been a different result, or would it been the same?
Uh, that's really hard to say because I am an Alex Bergman fan.
Of course, yes,
I
yes.
really do like him,
I'm a fan as
and
well. I'm a fan as
even the
well.
way, like you said, I mean, even by how he played, I mean, I do find I do really like him, and
Yeah.
I still thought that he still had a lot to contribute. But for me to say, and it doesn't, and I'm gonna go ahead. I don't know if this is gonna answer that question. The Astros did as much as they could
Mm-hmm.
to try to make that happen. They
Yes.
knew and they know that Bregman still had a lot to offer,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that they wanted him to stay. But hey, I mean, if you can't offer somebody, $300,000 or whatever, you can only offer him 250. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's it. That you can only do so much, and you can even work with him. And they even pushed it a little bit more to offer him a little bit more money
Yeah.
to try to go ahead and and take away that separation a little bit.
Yeah.
So honestly, they did what they could.
Mm-hmm.
Now, considering the stars that they have and how everybody did, and who the where the fault lies,
Mm-hmm.
and how close it was, maybe Bregman in the hitting part could have made a difference
Mm-hmm.
in scoring maybe a tie run,
Yeah.
or and making it over to overtime, but maybe lose it or win it
Yeah.
still.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Because I think Bregman still had. I mean, I think he can still hit too,
Oh yeah. No. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and
He
and
still
you
hit.
know,
He still hit.
and I think that's the part where he could have made a difference.
And also what he brought is a leadership to the team as well too. I felt played an important
Yeah,
factor. But
the chemistry,
the
you're
chemistry,
still they're already well known just
chemistry.
because he was there for a while. I
Yeah.
mean, he's
Yeah.
already there.
I honestly feel like the manager and like I guess bad blood because I know they even at that they made him an even bigger offer. They never said what it was.
Oh wow.
And even at that, like even the age, even the agent and all that, they never disclosed what it was because once again, the team had the receipts.
Yeah.
But he ended up signing with the Red Sox, and the Red Sox are getting a great player, great for
They
them.
did. They know what they were getting.
Exactly, yeah, yeah. And same thing with Kyle Tucker. Well, what we got for Kyle Tucker within those three players,
No, yeah.
I Cam Smith, Weneski, and Paredes.
They're doing good.
It's
You
good.
know what I mean?
It's like the player got split into three. That's the way I see it. That's the way I see
and
it.
it's hard for you to go ahead and say the opposite when you mention Bregman the same way you asked me.
Yeah.
Because one player is in three.
Yeah.
And you know what? They're doing pretty well.
They're doing pretty well. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Each in their own way, but they're doing.
Yeah.
One person can't play three spots.
Especially when it comes to like, say the team was like, yeah, Kyle Tucker got injured, and after a while, it was a lot more downtime that he had than he played. Like I said, last season it was a rough season.
Yeah.
I feel more positive this season the way it's been going. Right now in the standings, I believe we're third or we're last right now.
Fourth.
We're fourth. Yeah, we're fourth. Yeah, okay. So we're like.
But it's not by a much.
It's not by much, no.
By 11, 12, and 13.
Yeah, but the good thing is that we're above 500. Finally.
No. Yeah. I mean, it's almost 10, 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And remember where we were at before we got above 500. Remember when that season when it started? It was a while. It was a while before we were at 500.
Well, we didn't even have half the games won.
Yeah.
Last season, we started off pretty bad. I think after 20, after like maybe 30 games is when we started picking up and starting getting more wins than losses and started getting with those wins and losses.
Oh yeah, but like even though right now we were above 500, but with the loss yesterday we went down to 476. But we can get there. If we beat them today,
yeah.
I believe they'll move us up again, back up above.
And I'm pretty. I like Houston's at right now.
Yeah,
Like where Houston's at
it's
right now.
rough, and like once again, we're like one of RGV Texans fans. Shout out to them. They one on the post in the sports buys that they even commented that the Astros are notorious for a slow start.
Yeah,
And it's true.
they
It's
always
true.
have been.
It's true. It's a slow. Yeah,
Always have been.
yeah. And that's why a lot of fans or bandwagoners are like, oh, sell the team, yakety schmaggety, blah 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 blah.
It's too early.
It's too early. It's still early. It's still early. Come on, yeah. Now it's like the middle of the season in June, and like this, and okay, but we're not the White Sox, okay, guys? Calm down. We're not the White Sox. Yeah, because the White Sox are like, they're 5-17 right now.
Ew, that's nasty.
Yeah,
that's
nasty. 5-17. Yeah. So see, that makes me feel better. That makes you feel better, right? This is not 5-17.
No, and like I said, like I like where they're at. They're doing really good. I'm really pulling for them. And honestly, they having a slow start like they always do.
Yeah.
So I can just imagine how they're gonna go ahead and where they'll be at in the middle of the season.
Yeah, and they're far worse teams, like I said, the White Sox or the American League with the Braves. They're 8-13.
But like you said, we go back to everything. We're always put on the spotlight.
Always put on the spotlight.
Like there's
always put on the spotlight. Yeah.
Like okay, like Cowboys, like the same thing.
Yeah.
When's the last time they won a Super Bowl? Oh, okay. But how many others don't even won one or haven't won one around the same time?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they don't look at that. They don't look at that stats.
No.
They just look at the Cowboys because they always
just drinking that haterade.
I love when the Redskins and the Philly were playing each other on the playoffs. And guess who they couldn't get out of their mouth?
The Cowboys. Yeah. But it's true. It's true, though. It's true, bro. It's
always
true.
Is. It always is.
And the two players are playing two different teams. They're doing phenomenal. Well, who's the spy line on the front of the bag? The Houston Astros. Come on. Yeah.
It's always like that.
Living rent free, brother. Living rent free.
Like you said, look at what the positions that there are. The Astros and look at other teams. Just to example, like you said.
Yeah, exactly. Look, the Tampa Bay Rays are 9-13. The White Sox are 5-17. Yeah, and we're above. We're not in last place.
No.
The A's they're in last place with their 10-12.
And that record, those in less than 5 games, can be changed.
Yeah, exactly.
That can all change.
Exactly. Remember the infamous Lastros game that was there? Then I was like, I hate that. I hate that. Yeah. Man.
Within 5
that could
games.
Be a T-shirt. And I was like,
yeah.
That could go on the T-shirt. I was like, shaking my fist to the baseball guys. No.
Not today.
Yeah, I know a lot of Dodger fans are probably rocking
that. Always hate.
Always hate.
Don't hate.
Yeah, but we have beaten 2 top teams. The Mets, who are number 1 in their National League. We dominate that series. And the Padres, which we dominated that series as well too.
You see, when you told me, I didn't know how good they were doing. I didn't even look at it.
The Padres are 16-6.
Yeah.
2 of those losses were the Astros.
We added to that loss, the casualty.
Yeah, exactly. And the Mets, they're 15-7. Guess what? Guess where the 2 losses came from?
Yep.
The Houston Astros. And hopefully they're rocking it's Monday. They're rocking City Connect. Which I'm a fan of the symbol. Some people will be like, no, I like the jerseys, the Stros, and all that.
It's funny because the Astros have like a lot of different ways.
Their gear is awesome, right? Yeah,
on top of that,
yeah.
I like the orange and the blue contrast.
Yes, I enjoy it too.
Those are my favorite 2 colors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same, my brother. But yes, the Astros. It's a rocky start, but like I said, notorious for slow starts. We're doing great. We just need to keep that momentum. The momentum that they had against the Padres, they need to keep it going. I'll be happy when we get a series sweep. If we get a sweep, I'll start barriendo. Although
let's go.
Yeah. We'll both bring in brooms. We'll be like, yeah.
Clean up.
Yes, but also, Texas team, aside, from the Astros, the Rangers, they're number 1 in the American League West. Good for them with their 13-9. They're way above 500. Well, someone, pardon me, with above 591. That's good. I think they recently swept the Angels. Mm-hmm. Good for them because the Angels as well are, it's a battle for 3rd place right now between the Astros and the Angels with 11-10. So hopefully we'll get there. It's a slow climb, but we're gonna get there back to the number one spot. So
honestly, everything's within close range.
All those Rangers fans, enjoy it while you still can before the Houston Astros meet you there at the top.
Get you there.
But no shade thrown. No shade thrown. Texas team. I'm glad Texas team is number one on top. Yes.
Well, a good surprise from last season to this season.
Oh yeah, when they completely just fell apart. Although I have to say another thing too. Last season as well, Rangers and Mariners were the top two of the American League West. Were they not? And where were the Astros? Same position. Yep. But it's a totally different team.
It is,
and a lot of hungry players to prove something.
I mean, honestly, with what they were able to do last year, I'm honestly really excited to see what they do this year.
I'm really excited, and so far it's been going well. So I'm looking forward to the rest of this series as they play against the Blue Jays. Matter of fact, see the current score right now. Currently, Astros.
Yeah, still 0-0.
0-0. Top of the what or bottom of the what?
Still the beginning.
Oh, Astros versus
still beginning.
Yeah, Blue Jays.
Go back into it, but yeah, still couple of time. Bottom of the first, I think.
Bottom of the first. Okay, that means the Blue Jays right now are currently. Yeah, but either way.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, the Astros are at bat. Sorry, bottom of the first. Yeah, because they're playing in Houston. But yes, I expect the Astros to eventually be at number one with clinch division again, like last time, like we did. So I'm happy. I'm content so far the way the Astros are playing. So.
Yeah. Excited. It's a lot to see still. We got a lot of room for improvement, and we got a lot more to see. To be honest.
Yes. But onto the basketball court, my brother. Oh my goodness! But first on Valley basketball, congratulations to the RGV Vipers for having a great season.
Yes,
they went to the playoffs. Yes, they did. Unfortunately, they didn't make it. But you know what? There's always next season, and we're looking forward to seeing every game of those guys.
Of course, man. It's awesome seeing them. Hopefully, we get more support for them. I know they've been getting a little bit more, publicity here and there, and I'm glad for them. They've been saying their names here and there a little bit more. But those guys deserve it, and they've been doing pretty good. Hey, they always make it in the playoffs, man.
They do. They do. They always make it in the playoffs. So I'm thinking maybe this, this upcoming season right now that we're definitely gonna get some season tickets. We got to catch every home game that we possibly can because they do phenomenal. They always make the playoffs. I know it's gonna be a different season. They have a good eye for prospects to pick up, Nate Hinton as well. Like, what more can you ask for, man?
It's fun. You have a fun time doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Watching the games, it's phenomenal.
It's awesome.
It's great. Yeah, it's great. But we look forward to next season. Hey, congratulations from here at Tailgate 956. But on to their, other team, the Rockets. But wait, we'll get to that game first. There's a little elephant in the room, or a big old horse in the room, aka the Mavericks season is finally over.
Well, that's not that surprising, but unlike the Astros, like as soon as that happened with Luka, for me, it was a done deal for the Mavericks. Although they surprised me nonetheless, continuously
going this far despite the injuries. But I think it has to do with the players and the coaching of Jason Kidd or whatnot. Honestly,
if it was all coach, man, that give that guy a medal and a raise.
Yeah, to keep knowing.
You know what? Give him
knowing Nico Hams, he'll probably train and be like, no, we could probably get somebody else. That works on defense and blah blah blah.
Give him his job. How about that?
Yeah, how about that? And I have a couple of interviews. Like, I even sent you a couple of when they questioned him about the whole,
ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. And you know what? Like here's what he had to say. Because a reporter asked him why he shouldn't be fired. This is what he had to say. Oh, if he plays. Oh, here you go.
You be fired. Well, one, I think I've done a really good job here.
And I don't think I can be judged by the injuries this year. You have to judge from totality, from beginning to end. And so I think I have a really good working relationship with Patrick. I think you add in Rick. The leadership that we have is really elite. And you'll see next year when our team comes back, we're going to be competing for a championship.
Why shouldn't you be fired?
Compete for a championship.
Okay, you know what? Well, first of all, when you have
Preach, brother, preach.
when you do a trade like you do with Luka, dude, it's because you're gonna go at least minimum make it to the championship this year. If you're gonna trade a caliber of a player, a caliber of like Luka,
if that was the plan, right? That was the plan.
If that would have, if you're trading that Luka, which he didn't this year, but you know what? He put that, he's saying that, you know what? I would like for him to put his money where his mouth is, and you know what? And say, you know what? If he gets a championship next year, all right, he deserves to stay.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't, boom.
Because what is they what do you trade for? Anthony Davis, who's injury prone. No doubt that he's injury prone, but even at that during that game against the Grizzlies, which was at 106 to 120, he got injured.
I don't think
he got injured.
I don't think you need a psychic to tell you that he was going to be injured or get injured.
Yeah, he traded Luka. He traded Luka Doncic, who, by the way, the finals against the Celtics, he was pretty much dominating. Rebound, score, 3-point. He was all over the charts. Was all Luka. And I'm pretty sure Maverick fans and basketball fans alike, can agree with that with me as well too. But I don't know where this guy he didn't read the room. He traded their top player for an injury-prone player and a couple of coupons. That's what he got.
Well, yeah, but I
that probably expired by the time he got them. Yeah.
And what was the other thing he said also?
Oh, yes. Oh, that he didn't. That he his thoughts about the Luka trade. This is what he had to say.
It was important to the fan base. I didn't quite know it to what level, but really the way we looked at it is, if you're putting the team on the floor that's Kyrie, Clay, PJ, Anthony Davis, and Lively, we feel that's a championship caliber team, and we would have been winning at a high level, and that would have quieted some of the outrage. And so unfortunately we weren't able to do that. So it just continued to, go on and on.
Okay. How right there now it comes into question, do you even know anything about the sport? Because anybody could have told you that, well, first of all, that was bad.
Yeah.
And just to say that he didn't know that everybody loved Luka, to be quiet, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
That he didn't expect this kind of wow.
So out of touch what was going on with the team.
Wow, dude, should you even be? Do you even know what sport you're managing at?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Wow, that's astonishing. That blows my mind.
It blows my mind, honestly. Yes. Because here are the stats for this game. The game that supposedly they were going to win against the Grizzlies. By the way, it was 106 to 120. Those that missed it, or those that are caught up right now. Field goals, 41 out of 87. Let's see, 3-pointers, 12 out of 38. Free throws, all right, 12 out of 16. Me. Total rebounds, 36. Offensive rebounds, 7. Defensive rebounds, 29. Assists, 25. Blocks, 8. Steals, 9. Turnovers, 16. Points in the paint, 44. Fouls, 17. And they're pretty much even there when it comes to fouls between them and the Grizzlies. Now let's look at the Grizzlies here. 47 field goal percentage. 3-pointers, 13 out of 31. All right. Free throws, 13 out of 15. Total rebounds, 50. Offensive rebounds, 16. Defensive rebounds, 34. Assists, 30. Blocks, 4. Steals, 8. Turnovers, 10. Puts in the paint, 60. Fouls, yeah, we're the same. But yeah, you can pretty much tell this is the caliber team that he was talking about. Could have been different with Kyrie Irving. Okay, you know what? Let's go back when the Mavericks played against the Celtics, who was a top player then? Who had the most?
Luka.
Who had the most rebounds?
Well,
Luka.
Look, well, just a little bit out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Going back, the Lakers versus the Timberwolves. Going back, although they lost 117-95, you know how much points Luka put up?
Mm-hmm.
What were his numbers? 37 points, 8 rebounds,
Mm-hmm.
a steal, 2 steals, and an assist.
Mm-hmm.
37 points. 37 points.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So Luka pretty much did better with the Lakers.
Well, I mean, the thing is that
the points that he put up.
Yeah,
much.
I guess in a sense, but how do you trade a guy that could put up those numbers?
Yeah, for a guy who, by the way, is injury prone
all the time.
All the time. His first game as a Maverick, he didn't even last. What was it? The third quarter?
Yeah,
the third quarter, and he injured himself. Nobody injured him. He injured himself. Took a wrong step, and he was out for most of the season. In the game back, he comes back. Guess what? Injured again. Now, I'm not trashing Anthony Davis. Well, I sort of am a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I said
are you putting up his facts?
All I'm saying is pretty much facts. But you trade your top player for that.
Yeah.
Well, you think you're playing chess, but guess what, man? You're not even playing checkers.
He's playing marbles.
Yeah, he's not that. He's bad at it too. You know, the one where you hurt your thumb. Ow, I hurt mine.
You see, that's what happened to Nico.
Yeah, exactly. See, talking so much about Anthony Davis, I'm getting injured for no reason.
Injury, bro.
But yeah, though, back to the Mavericks thing. The guy has no idea what he's doing.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he has no idea what he's doing. As general manager, you suck.
Out of his whole career, I hear what he's saying, but this move was just too hard to ignore and too. I don't want to say the word.
Don't say it. Let's just say dumb.
Yeah,
it's dumb.
Too dumb.
It was dumb. Yeah,
I guess. Yeah, you know what? Let's just go with that. It's too dumb to ignore just how far it went. What the casualty behind it. You know, all the old negativity that came behind that whole dumb decision. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're right. Yeah, but. You know, when you make that much of a dumb move or a move that costs the Mavericks a lot, everything else shouldn't matter. I mean, because what if you do something of this caliber again?
Yeah.
What if you do it again and next time? I mean, they can't handle that again.
Yeah. Now is it like they shot themselves in the foot? He's like, oh, we're gonna come back and we're gonna win championships next season. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure you're not just trying to move the team to Vegas? Because you're pretty much doing all what's happening right now for the team to go to Vegas.
To be honest, that shot in the foot more like just amputated it.
Yeah, pretty much the way it's looking. That was sad. Honestly, I was hoping it wouldn't be that much bad. But you know what? 121. That's proof enough. It's proof in the pudding, as they say, that trade was dumb.
Yep.
And they need to change a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. It's funny because it's like I was just thinking about that. It's like they amputated a leg, and it was the wrong leg. It was the healthy leg, and they amputated the other one, and that's what it was that they did to Luka. Because honestly, man, why would you do that?
To make another horse reference, they instead of shooting the horse, they made it run the Kentucky Derby.
Jesus.
You need to change something or send this horse to the glue factory.
Honestly, they need a miracle, and hopefully they get a lot. Because look, let's say Anthony Davis can go ahead and put these numbers. Maybe he can go ahead and do all this.
Has a magnificent,
he's
2026.
He's injury prone. Even if he can put up numbers in one game, can you keep him healthy enough for a whole season to even make it to the playoffs?
Mm-hmm. That's another thing too. And I know Kyrie Irving ain't gonna want to be back in the team because I know he becomes a free agent. Actually, he's already a free agent. And Klay Thompson, I don't think he's gonna look for another team to go to.
Yeah,
he'll probably go back with the Warriors. Mm.
Well, I mean, they would definitely. I would, if I was the Warriors, I would definitely take them.
Yeah,
but it's so sad because look at that's what I mean.
Yeah,
it's Mavericks are self imploding.
Yeah. Now, for example, like speaking of Warriors, if you were to trade Luka, all right, you want to trade Luka, trade it for another high caliber player.
Yeah, I agree.
If you're gonna go that route,
yeah,
if you're gonna go trade for high, I'm not saying Anthony Davis ain't that high caliber, but honestly,
he's not the high caliber. He's not Luka. He's not
Luka level. No,
he's not Luka level.
If you wanted to trade for that, maybe like a Steph Curry.
Yeah,
for example.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. A lot of people say that he's got a juice, but I think he's a great player.
Yeah.
I think he's a great player.
Well, even at that, speaking of Steph Curry, though, when you say out of juice, let's jump to the Rockets. The Rockets who had their game 1 yesterday as well too, and unfortunately lost to the Warriors. Sadly enough,
tough loss.
But it was 95-85. It was worse earlier on, the way it was looking. But honestly, it's rough to watch. Like hopefully, game 2, it might be different. Here's their field goal percentage. They were 34 of 87. This is the Rockets. 3-pointers, they were 6 and 29. Right there, 6 and 29 3-pointers. If you're not on fire or it's not hitting the 3-pointers, maybe stop.
Maybe go ahead and hit the paint.
Hit the paint a little bit harder. You know what I mean? Which they did towards the end. They the deficit that they had, I think, was like 20, maybe like 20, 30. They cut it down to 10. But 30. They cut it down to 10. But free throws, 11 of 20. That's not good. Rebounds, 52. Offensive rebounds, 22. Defensive rebounds, 30. Assists, 19. Blocks, 3. Steals, 9. Turnovers, 16. Points in the paint, 54. Yeah. Fouls, 15. Oh, yeah. And here the Warriors were 36 of 76. Nice. 12 of 32 when it came to 3-pointers. 11 out of 14 when it came to free throws. Total rebounds, 36. Offensive rebound, 6. We were attacking the ball a lot more, trying to recover it. That's for sure. I think that was towards the end. Defensive rebounds, we were about even there with 30. Assists, 20. They had one more on us, but we're about almost evenly matched there. Blocks, we had a lot more blocks than because they only had 1 block. Steals, 14. They stole the ball more. So was it the offensive rebounds? Where was that going? Turnovers, 11. We're almost evenly matched there. Points on the paint, 34. And fouls, 18. So that right there is Draymond Green written all over it. 18 fouls. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, if they're gonna want to shoot those threes, they need to get their act together.
Yeah, or you know what? If they see it's not hitting tonight, attack the paint more.
Yeah,
attack the paint more because those 3-pointers they're costing them a lot when it comes to getting
6
points
for
on the board.
29.
Yeah, dude, that's come on, man.
6 for 29. That's 20%.
Yeah, come on. Like the Rockets are better than that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I know they're better than that.
Yeah. No. I mean, we agree. What I can see is both teams' defense is doing pretty well, like we were talking about because of stats, because it was less than 100 points on both teams. So defense has been doing their jobs pretty well. Just what I can see is that 20% out of 20% in 3 points. I mean, they need to work on that.
They need to work on that completely. Yeah, I know that.
If they don't got that down, like you said, attack the paint, man.
Yeah,
attack the paint.
I know. Segun was on fire with that. He had 26 points.
Oh, he was a top player.
Yeah.
26 points, 9 rebounds, and 1 assist with 3 steals.
Yeah, and right behind him were Jabari Smith and Dylan Brooks were right there with him.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think Green was there. He played 31 points. He did his best.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, I expected him to be a lot more higher in the points.
I agree with you.
But game two of the Rockets. Let's see, is it today or is it tomorrow?
No, it's gonna be, I believe, tomorrow.
Tomorrow, right? Yeah. Hopefully, they can change around. That's something that looks better. This Houston team around because they've been having a phenomenal season. It'd be a shame for them to get knocked out so early. I'm still rooting for them to go to the finals. I'm still rooting for Houston to go to the final.
23rd, Wednesday. Sorry.
Oh, Wednesday.
Wednesday, Warriors at 8:30.
Well, hopefully they're studying the tape and they're practicing their runs, getting ready for that game because they cannot have another game like this. That's for sure.
10 points is 10 points.
Mm.
I mean, but I
Still
mean,
a lot.
yeah,
It's 2 digits. Still a lot.
it's still 2 digits, but
Mm.
I believe the Rockets can come back from this.
Definitely, I believe they can too. I think they're winning game 2.
And that answers the question. What you said that you would trade Luca for, for what's his name?
For a Steph Curry.
Yeah, because look, I
Yeah,
mean,
look, yeah, exactly.
they're still able to make stuff happen.
They'll make that, and I know he's the kind of player. Although I'm pretty sure that Steph Curry and the owners of Golden State will definitely not trade him. But if that were the case, go for go for a caliber that high. You want to
exactly.
trade something that
it's
high.
like we said, if you're gonna trade a talent like Luca away, is because you're expected to win the championship with whoever you get in return.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like a high caliber player.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody who's gonna make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
But which could have been Luca for them. I mean, look how far he took them last year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but I mean, all could have, should have, would have, whatever. Honestly, for me, the Mavericks, they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna be even in the playoffs next year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because they're gonna go through a lot of maintenance, a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, a lot of players I don't think are gonna return.
No, they're not. They're not.
And I think it's gonna be time for building and try to look for a new franchise player.
And here's the thing: it shouldn't have to come to that.
No, it shouldn't have.
It was just tightening up the screws. A player here, a player that. Like nothing bad because they already had their star player. Even at that though, they did an interview with Luka. He didn't want to leave.
No, he didn't.
He didn't want to. Remember when the Mavericks played against the Lakers?
Yeah,
he was even crying through the tribute video. He said in the interview he didn't want to leave.
No, he
didn't. He found out through his phone that he got traded.
No,
they didn't call him. They found out, those little like through a little like message just got traded.
That's what I hate the most.
Yeah. He threw his phone, even showed it like I threw my phone. It's cracked. Yeah. Like it was all cracked, it was all messed up.
Well, you can afford to buy a new one, but I mean,
of course, yeah, of course, yeah.
But no, I understand what you mean. The anger, and I'm gonna be honest with you. That's what I hate the most. That the city, the team, did that to someone like him that didn't deserve that. That he didn't deserve none of that.
Yeah, and even other the comments that were there. Some of the people that were like, "Oh no, I'm a Knicks fan," and even I thought that was dumb and it was harsh. Of them trading their top player and all that.
If other people are, I mean, you see how hard. Like, I cannot believe that guy had the audacity to say something like that.
Yeah,
and he didn't know how much
he didn't
like he meant or how much important he was.
What are you, a robot with no emotions? Like honestly, what?
I'm sorry. Can you not see anything?
Yeah, exactly.
Not see what's going on?
Exactly.
Luka meant everything to the city.
Yeah, and the city meant everything to Luka.
And you know what? And I really like
the team
and I enjoyed. Well. I mean, of course, hey, all respect. Don't vandalize or anything.
No.
But I love the support that fans showed in Dallas. By protesting and going over there and showing their love and showing Luka that hey, the city still loves you.
Yeah, they'll welcome him back with open arms.
Oh, definitely.
That I didn't hear though. But at the same time, if they were to fire that guy, I'd be like, you know what? Hey, Luka, come back. We'll fire this guy. Would he come back now? Would he come back?
The problem is,
I know the check's gonna be.
That's
I'll tell you that one thing.
I don't think that they're gonna be able to afford him, and like for the same reason. And second, I don't think they're not gonna let him go.
No, they're not. They're not gonna let him go.
Because why? Because look, LeBron's already. Yeah. He's already. Although he should have retired, I don't know how long ago.
Oh, no, that guy never
But even at that,
talk basketball all day, man.
He's the replacement. He's good. He's gonna
be the replacement, yeah.
Because everybody knew that Luka was a franchise player.
Yeah.
Except
Nico Harrison.
Apparently, yeah.
Except him.
Everybody knew that he was a franchise player. That's why it was so, because apart from being stars, there's a difference between stars and a franchise player. He was already a franchise player. He should have. It was if he didn't have that title, he should have. But whatever, they're not gonna let him go.
They're
They're
not
not
gonna
gonna
let him go. They're not.
They're not.
No,
They're not. They're just not. And I don't think money would be an
I
issue.
think they extended the contract of the guy who got it done of getting them on the Lakers.
Dude, he's set for life.
Yeah,
dude.
but I think I forgot that. I forget the guy's name, but the one of the Lakers, the one who got Luka on the Lakers.
Well, I mean, he got Luka on a dime.
Yeah,
he got Luka
like
on a dime.
I said, for a player and a couple of coupons, he got Luka.
I mean, that guy. I don't know what he told him. I don't know what he did. But get that guy,
give him a raise.
Give him whatever money he wants.
Yeah. And well, jumping onto a little bit of a sadder news with the San Antonio Spurs, Popovich ended up having getting like sick during a couple of weekends ago.
I think he's already.
I honestly think, like, as much as he want to come back, I don't think he's healthy enough for it anymore. I don't know the man personally. Maybe he's driven, but
that's not enough.
That's not enough.
There's something telling you that
Something's telling you. Yeah,
you need time to get off the court.
Yeah.
You know what? Enjoy your time with your family. You already have a legacy. You build the legacy. Unfortunately, his days are from behind.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, he was the one that gave us.
Man's a legendary coach.
Nonetheless, you did what you did, man. You still.
Now, another thing too, Chris Paul was thinking about retiring as well. Now, it made me think. I'm not for the record. Them giving up their the top pick that they gave up to get him.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? He played 82 games. He played 82 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. I think he had a really good season as a Spur. I think he should give it another shot as a Spur with Wemby back, and possibly if they get somebody else during the NBA draft or they trade for somebody else. Maybe you should look into getting some maybe the Mavericks will probably trade a top player. Just don't get Anthony Davis. Please. There's a prospect there called Cooper. I think Cooper Flag plays for Duke. That's somebody they should really honestly look for. I'm gonna dive deep into that and come back in the next episode.
Oh, I'm hoping that they definitely go ahead and they're gonna get another shot. Mm-hmm. They had another bad season, to be honest.
Not as bad as the season before. I have to say, not as bad as the season before.
34-48.
Mm-hmm. And we'll see that. Wait, what was their Spurs during 2024? Let's see, Spurs 2024 season. Because I feel like they had a better season this season than they did last season. Yeah. Because their record, let me see. I think they had more losses. Yeah, they had a little more losses than.
What was their record?
Mm-hmm. Let me see. So many L's here. So many L's. It's hard to watch. Their first game was against Dallas. I remember I watched that. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
I can't
14,
find
15,
that. I can't find
16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26.
Yeah. It was 22 wins and 60 losses.
Yeah, 60 losses. Yeah.
So you're right.
Yeah, exactly. I knew my memory was helping me out there that day. It was a lot better. Yeah, but I feel, and I said it in a previous episode too, that what could go wrong for this team this season went wrong. One of the top players suffered that deep throw. Wemby. Their coach suffered a stroke in November and didn't recover. He didn't come back. Also, injuries had hurt this team as well. So yeah, you know what? I feel that Chris Paul did pick up a lot of slack. Yes, the Spurs did not make the cut. They didn't cut the mustard at all. But hopefully this next season, the 2026 season, it's better for them. And let's see what they do this offseason, especially in the NBA draft.
I'm really excited for them. Hopefully they can go ahead and make things happen. But, What do you think? They're gonna look for a new coach?
I think the one they had their secondary coach, I forget his name. It escapes me. I think he did good because he was coaching under Pop. So I think he's like
He's gonna be kept.
like a little mini Popovich,
Mini Pop.
a mini Pop. Yeah.
So you think that they're gonna go ahead and keep him and maybe
I
continue?
think
That would be good for them.
I think for now, as from what I'm reading right here, Popovich is still going to come back. That remains to be seen
Seen
at the end of this season. Set everything all together. But let's see what happens. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
All we can do is just wait as Spurs fans, as basketball fans. All we can do is wait and see.
Yep. And see who they pick and see who else they get. I mean, if they get another lucky charm like Wimby, man, I mean, it could make
with Cooper Flag, somebody looking forward to.
It's something like that. It's what all it takes.
Yeah, it does, especially. So we all have to do is just wait until the NBA draft.
Yep.
And speaking of draft, what's around the corner, my brother? Thursday.
I don't even want to speak. I'm so excited. I just
the NFL draft is upon us.
I feel like a Christmas
Sports
morning.
Fans. Yes, it's gonna be the Christmas.
It's like
morning.
opening a present. Like, ooh, we're gonna get.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, we gonna get.
Hopefully, it ain't a pair of dirty underwear.
Tell me about it. Well, I like the prospects. I like where they were saying a lot of about the Cowboys. They're still the same.
Yeah, they got 10 picks. They got 10 picks for now.
Well, more importantly, who they're gonna pick first, because who they pick first means where their top priorities lie. And although I think the top priority is running back, although they did get a running back right now, that I mean and they were working on somebody, but they didn't get him. That's what makes me still believe that their first pick should be a running back.
Yes.
Second pick should be a linebacker. But as far as right now, everything's leading to their first pick being a linebacker.
Now, with that being said, do you think with First Proper getting a linebacker that Michael Parsons is going to get that contract extension with that?
Oh no, Michael Parsons. That okay. We go back to the same thing. I mean, if what's it called? I hope there's not a Luka scenario over here, because that's what
I hope not.
That's what exactly is going to happen.
I hope they're not, like, I don't think Jerry's drinking the same thing as Nico Harris.
In all honesty, that's what exactly is going to happen if they would not. I mean, that I don't even want to say it, dude. Like, yeah, that would be like Dallas fans would be even more furious than they would be. But what I am intrigued in is this Joe Milton guy, and I want to see how he does, and I want to see where he gets placed. There's been controversies, a lot of things here and there.
Supposedly, like the Cleveland was looking to get Dak Prescott. Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember that? That little juicy gossip within the football.
I don't know what's going on, but Prescott is there. He's still there, and they still have him as number one quarterback. But what I do like is
Jerry's
that we don't have any more second stringer, so Joe Milton's definitely second string. And if anything happens, I like that Joe Milton's right there.
I don't know much about this Joe Milton. I know he played with the Patriots, but apparently he was a great grab. It was a great grab to get as a secondary because Coop went off with the Ravens. That was one. But like you said, you feel that they need running back.
I feel like they definitely, and the reason why I feel like they need a running back is for the same reason that the same name that I just talked about.
Yeah.
Dak. We already know that he couldn't do anything this year. So by him, he himself cannot put the team first. He cannot make things happen. So we only have two real weapons in football.
Yeah.
Either the quarterback or the running back. We either have a running game or a throwing game. If you don't have neither one of those,
no,
you don't have anything. You just have a defense. And that's what happened a lot of times. Cooper won more games than our starting quarterback this year.
Yeah.
That speaks out for itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That just says everything I mean, that lays down everything on the table more clear. But some people refuse to acknowledge it, see it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so I'm really excited. I've seen a lot of videos of Joe Milton, but like I said, I do not like talking about things. I don't like saying Joe Milton should be number one and
Mhm.
should Dak Prescott should be two.
Yeah.
Because to be quite honest, with you, I don't like until I see my chicken. I don't want to count it before it hatches. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because we could get another Trey Lance situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Look at Trey Lance. How much we waited for him to be played.
Man, I was so disappointed.
And
I honestly thought like,
yeah.
oh man, second, okay, Trey Lance.
That was horrible.
Yeah.
That was horrible. Now I guess we understand now why they didn't put him, but
Yeah.
like I said, we don't. That's why the fans don't know because we don't see him on the field.
Yeah.
We don't see it on the field. They see it on practice. We don't see it out here.
Yeah.
We don't see it for what it really is. And honestly, and they did that just to go ahead and give Cooper, honestly, that not to avoid giving him that thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's a whole.
It almost feels
can
like
of
that.
worms. Yeah.
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 I mean, like I can't really say, hey, you know what? Hey, if somebody completely says that, okay, Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys team does that. Okay, you can't really, because we don't even know how many other teams do that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's a lot out there.
Yeah.
I've seen team members when it happens. I've seen team members that make it happen for other players.
Yeah.
But never have I seen the team do it for their player or allow it for the player.
Yeah.
At least that I remember, that I recall.
Yeah, from what I've seen here, the offensive needs for these picks are saying they need a wide receiver, like you were addressing, and also a running back situation, which you also touched on as well too.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm pretty comfortable with our right receiver because they picked up a lot of what's it called? A lot of right receivers. Maybe one would be one off the draft, a top, or maybe in the third pick, maybe would be okay. But I'm really comfortable with the right receivers as long as we got CD.
Yeah.
Now, I would definitely agree with you if CD is not there. If CD, but I think we already got like three or four receivers, and I think that's too much. I think that's too much because I think we should have 4 pair and that like 2 pairs of receivers, and that's it.
Okay.
2 pairs of receivers, and that's it. And in injury reserve, maybe have 1 backup there. To be quite honest with you,
yeah.
I mean, unless we have a whole bad luck like we did this season, that all the receivers got injured.
It's true. It's like it's another thing. What could have gone wrong for this team went wrong for the Dallas Cowboys.
I think that's why a lot of people want say maybe they think, oh yeah, you know what, get receivers because of what happened this season. But hey, it doesn't always happen. I mean, maybe 1 receiver goes down, but that's why we got like three more, and then on top of that, we got like 1 in the reserve. I think that should be more than good enough.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think it was Dak's fault why all the receivers got hurt, because everybody had to do more of their work.
Yeah.
than him. Do pick up the slack. Me personally.
Yeah.
That's what I saw from the receivers, and that it makes sense, but to people that don't want to see it, that why they got injured. Now, running back, I think it's one of our top priorities, and linebacker, because one of the things that I did see is that we could not stop the run, and we cannot stop the run since Sean Lee and since Van Der Esch. Those both we lost too early for injuries because they were such great players. They hit hard.
They hit hard. Yeah.
They hit hard, and in that they were not only good linebackers, but they were smart. Van Der Esch did something that Sean Lee, maybe he wasn't that well on that, but Van Der Esch would make picks in the middle of the field. He would be good at reading quarterbacks and reading the play. And I'm not taking anything about Sean Lee. Sean Lee was just a beast. He would just tackle, be there.
Yeah.
Before you know, he was right in front of you. I mean, he was just amazing.
Yeah.
We need a caliber of that level. A linebacker that is not only strong, can stop the run, but is smart and can read. That is not too focused, on other things. That just focused right there completely, and is smart about every play.
Yeah.
A leader. Well, when you one would say a leader,
Leader. Yeah, yeah.
a linebacker.
So maybe some picks that more the 10 picks. Hopefully they can tighten up the defense. Those two spots, maybe find a
Yeah,
couple of diamonds in that rough there. You know.
correct.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a lot less important positions that need to be filled in the Houston side.
Oh yes. Oh, now that
Yeah.
let right here. Let's go. Let's take a trip down memory lane. Last season, who's number two for the most sacked quarterback?
Hey, what you know?
What?
What when you told me that, I was surprised, but what not that surprised.
Yeah, yeah. Who's number? Just, you know what? Who's number one?
Oh, that one. I'm gonna be honest with you. I forgot. I
I'll give you.
forgot.
I'll let you know. It was Caleb Williams with 68 sacks. He was sacked 68
You
times.
know what? Poor guy. I
Yeah,
mean, the season that he had, it
yeah.
doesn't make it. Yeah, it surprised me
Like the
either.
Bears' offensive line, it was non-existent. But yeah,
Was
that's
there
just
anybody playing there? I would
pretty
never.
much no. I think he just had that that cheerleader paper that they would like rip through.
They're paying those
Yeah.
guys for nothing.
But guess who's like riding the coattails of like the most sacked quarterback?
Who? And I'm assuming by that, by your
Yeah.
standards, is Trout.
Yeah, C.J. Stroud.
Stroud.
C.J. Stroud was sacked 52 times. A
Wow.
top caliber team, the Texans, let that happen 52 times. And the penalties as well too.
The penalties were costing.
Yeah, yes, as well too. With Larmy Tunzel, and he got traded. Of course, many people were shocked. Why'd you trade him? Why? What did you trade him?
You know what?
Thing, yeah.
I am surprised a lot. Like they're having him like a very great player. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think he did make too many mistakes
Made
this year.
a lot of mistakes. Yeah, definitely a lot of mistakes. And I feel that they need a left tackle.
Mhm.
They need a left tackle. And one of the prospects I feel was Josh Simmons, cat from
Okay.
he's a Buckeye from Ohio State.
New blood.
New blood. Yeah, he'll definitely be a great addition that they're eyeing for when it comes to the offensive line. Some people are saying they need to work on their wide receivers. I feel Nico Collins, not Nico Harrison, Christian Kirk, and that. I mean, like a Matthew Golden, from what I'm hearing, one of the prospects that they're hoping to nab within this draft, because the Texans have 7 picks for this upcoming draft.
Well, I am surprised though that they went for so many receivers already.
Mhm.
I feel like they've already signed so many receivers.
I feel it's because of the Tank Dell situation.
But
I think they're gonna eyeball him the way he recovers this offseason.
no, I think they're gonna let him go. Unfortunately, I
Yeah,
feel like they're gonna let him go.
And
no
I feel
matter
I
what.
feel it's gonna edge towards that
Yeah.
situation, just because of that freak injury. Like, he ripped everything. His
Mhm.
knees completely gone, and
No,
it's sad, but it sucks. And Stephon Diggs, well, he's gone.
Yeah,
so
I
I
kind
think
of
who did he sign with? Was the Patriots?
did he? You know what? That's actually new. I didn't know he signed
think he
with
went with the
anybody.
Patriots. I believe he went with the Patriots. Honestly, yes. But yeah, there's a little gap that they needed there. So, like, why they with Matthew Golden, the rookie, let's see how well he does. Hopefully, running back Jaden Blue is another one from the Texans that are looking forward to. Defensive, I feel they need to work on their defensive line. Yeah, Josh Simmons to watch is one. Another one, Kevin Banks Jr. as well. Matthew Golden's the wide receiver. Jalen Blue running back. They're already eyeballing a couple of good, for the offensive line.
For me, I would say Houston should focus and use the draft
Mm-hmm.
for because they already got a lot of people.
Yeah.
Over like a lot of people free agencies.
Mm-hmm.
They should focus on the offensive and defensive line.
Mm-hmm. I know they signed Ed Ingram, like who played with the Vikings.
Yeah.
For a left tackle, but some people are like, I don't know about Ed Ingram.
Yeah.
I'll wait to see. Maybe he wasn't the right fit for the Vikings. Maybe he's a better fit with the Texans. That's something to be seen. Or maybe a Cam Robinson for a left tackle, like a veteran like that, or a right tackle Trent Brown. Something. But all I know is that offensive line needs to be definitely fixed, because this is a team that should have been further, or possibly even in the Super Bowl this season. I know that's a lot to say, but honestly, the offseason that happened from that, the caliber that they were producing,
They were having.
or they were the people they were signing, the way it was looking, they were a threat this season. You can't deny that.
No,
they were a
just
threat.
surprised me at some of the games that they lost.
And some of the games, it's true. Some of the games that they should have won, they lost.
That I think that was the biggest thing, because
that was upsetting. That was upsetting, honestly. Yes.
But yeah, one of the main focus, and they did not do this year, is protect CJ.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying.
Yeah,
and it goes back to what you were saying, the whole second year. The sophomore slump. There was no sophomore slump because he didn't get time to perform well enough because he had nobody protecting him. He had nobody protecting him. 52 times. Sacked 52 times. We're fifth best in defense. Well, what about offensive line?
Yeah.
Down.
No, I will say that he wasn't allowed to do a lot of the stuff he should have or could have done.
Yeah, exactly. You can see the frustration on his face too.
No, believe me, I saw it this year a lot.
Yeah, you saw it.
You could see it in his face. He got frustrated a lot, and So honestly, that to me is somebody needs to get on the ball on there and say, hey, my quarterback needs protection.
Definitely.
Somebody needs to go out and say, because you know what? If they continue like this, he's either gonna want to leave, or two, you're not gonna get to take advantage of a probably franchise that looks like a franchise player. He's not gonna be able to become that because he's gonna get injured.
Yeah,
and it's gonna mess him up.
Yeah,
and an injury, once an injury happens, it could, some quarterbacks come back from it, but some can't.
Look at Tony Romo. Perfect example.
Actually, Tony Romo came back from a lot of injuries, and he still played.
No, but what I'm trying to say
last one was bad. I would say more like Cam Newton, like running quarterbacks. Cam Newton. What was the 49ers quarterback? The other guy too. He wasn't the same after his injury. The 49ers, was it the 49ers? Yeah, he was with the 49ers. Yes. Also, it was Cam Newton and somebody else. It was also him. I think the only I forgot his name, but I'll go back to that.
Yeah,
but some quarterbacks that have not came back from injuries. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The same way. I mean, I can't say I would like to put Aaron Rodgers in that list, but Aaron Rodgers got injured really late already. In his career, so I can't really put that into the prospect that he's not doing good because of the injury.
Yeah,
I just think he's already had time for him to move on. And that's it. So I can't really. That's why I don't want to put Aaron Rodgers in that list.
Yeah,
but a lot of young quarterbacks that have gone hurt, and they don't come back the same way.
No, it's true, and I agree with you. Look what happened with C.J. Stroud in his first season. That game with the Jets, no offensive line, got popped, concussed. He was out for 2-3 games, 2-3 games somewhere there. Had to pick up the slack.
Yes,
they still won though, barely. They still made, but
still back.
I feel that the Texans wouldn't have been in that wild card game if everybody was healthy. He had a healthy offensive line. I feel that we would have completely made the playoffs without no worry. Some days off, recover. I felt that would have happened, but it didn't. It didn't. Why? Because CJ had no protection.
Yeah, no. I mean, he could have made a lot of things happen. Coming back, Colin Kaepernick also.
Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that guy.
Yeah, I just knew he was with the 49ers.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
But I do agree. So, whoever's priority messed up this year in not having that protection that he should have, needs to get on the ball this year. Definitely. Because that should have been the number one priority, which is why I'm surprised they didn't use the free agency to go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
Instead of filling in a lot of spots that I felt that they could have, I think would have been better with the kind of class that's coming in.
Yeah.
That they could have done. Like they got linebackers, which is I believe they should have drafted linebackers because there's a lot of class in this last few years. a lot of good linebackers classes coming from college. So I would put my money more into drafting a linebacker.
Yeah.
A lot of defensive ends,
Yeah.
defensive players, and offensive linemen. I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't really seen that much of a success. I mean,
Yeah.
they're either good or they're not.
Yeah.
I can't really I've never seen. Oh, you know what? This guy in college was really good. He's gonna be good. I mean, the guys that even people we talk about even in Dallas, Frederickson, and
Yeah.
Smith, Tyrone Smith. I mean,
Yeah.
we just got them. They were great and they did great. But I
Mhm.
mean, nobody. I mean, I didn't really say like, oh, they're from college. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, I mean, wide receivers too. I was shocked at that too because I think they got a little bit. They could have gone on the draft for the right receivers.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like I said, like if you have nobody guarding your quarterback,
Mm-hmm.
can you honestly say you're a good caliber team? You can't.
Well, I mean, you can't get it. You can't get the ball out. I mean,
Yeah, you can't.
I mean, and it's like we said. There's two things. There's two ways. Two ways to go ahead and win in football:
Yeah.
throwing the ball and running the ball.
Well, yeah.
And if you like quarterback and running back, if you don't got neither one of those, or you can't make those things happen to function the way that you can't win a game. How do you expect to win the game?
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's why I mean, also with the line, I am surprised that they didn't do that because I think in a line you would want more veteran players
Mhm.
than new players,
Mhm.
and that's one of the things that, although like in my example for the Cowboys, and I've said it, I like where the line's going, but they're just not veteran.
No.
They're not seasoned.
Not seasoned
And
at all. No.
I feel that they could be good, but they need to be seasoned, and that's the problem with new. And almost all our line is completely new.
Yeah.
Almost all our line,
Yeah.
and that's the problem that I would say if I was Houston, I would try to avoid having a new complete line. You need to have veterans in those that need to know what to do, how to block and pass block, protect block.
I agree with you. That's why when it comes to the whole Ed Ingram being like the left tackle,
Yeah,
I agree with that. I agree with
to
that
a certain extent.
to a certain extent. Yes, because having everything completely green and it's gonna be chaos again. It's gonna be a repetition of last season.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, where'd he go?
And
then
even though they're good players,
yeah,
they need to be seasoned, and that they're gonna have the same problem that the Cowboys did. They have a great year? No, the line didn't have a great year.
No.
Did they have a good year? One can speculate. Yes, in between a good and okay year.
Yeah, yeah.
And I would say in between there, they're the line.
Yeah.
I think they did really good. A lot of times that I saw the penetration is when I saw it more happening with Dak.
Yeah.
I think it was more his fault because he should have let go of the ball.
A lot of times. A lot of the times.
Because how weird that, like the sacks that he got more sacks than even Cooper did, and he played more games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Some of those sacks, I felt like he even wanted, like he ran to them.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, those is hard to say that I blame the line for them, but whatever it is, however you see it. But yes, I would say that would be the problem that I hope Houston can avoid. At least.
Yeah, I hope so too.
They can avoid. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. And I think recently, they signed back. Was it Irving Smith Jr. tight end?
Nice.
Yeah, so that's that. It's looking well enough.
Yeah.
That's something they're making moves.
Tight end though. What happened to what's his name from the Cowboys? Is he still there with him?
Which one are you talking about? Oh, it's the what's his name?
I'm sorry, I forgot it.
Yeah,
I forgot.
I know you're talking about. No, they only signed him for 1 year.
Schultz.
Yeah, Schultz. Yeah, Schultz. Yeah.
So he only signed for 1 year, and
I have not read anything of him. Dalton Schultz. I haven't seen anything that they're gonna re-sign him again.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you.
He didn't have a very good year.
He had a good beginning of the year, and then I don't know what happened.
He just disappeared, right?
He just
I just didn't hear about him anymore, right?
Yeah, I'm just like, Okay.
How do I know that? Not only being a Texans fan, I also had him as my fantasy football.
Well, you see, he has a 3-year contract.
Oh, he still has a 3-year contract?
Apparently, he has a 3-year
I thought he
contract.
signed a 1-year contract.
Well, he's apparently when he signed with Houston, he signed a 3-year contract.
I guess all right then.
Yeah, he signed a 3-year. You see, that's something I didn't know. But yeah, I I really am surprised that they didn't utilize him as much as they did, especially for quick slot routes for Stroud.
Exactly.
I
And
really
even at that,
do.
there's times when they connected both of them. That Schultz was the one who made some of the plays well enough. Yeah, that's
at the beginning of the year. That's when I saw.
That's what I'm saying. At the beginning of the year.
But after that, you just lost him. Yeah. But in that case, I'm gonna be honest with you. I really am shocked that they didn't use him as an extra blocker.
But at the same time, you could also say because of his line, how could they connect?
Well, you see, that's what I was saying, that they should have put him then as an extra blocker in the line.
Yeah, we had this discussion before. Yeah. They got some protection because they're using CJ was going to end up getting hurt.
Yeah,
which thank goodness that didn't happen.
Yeah, you know what? I would have put him in as a fullback and put him on my left and my running back on my right.
Yeah,
and then that way we have extra protection.
Yeah,
put him on the line.
I agree.
I mean, considering. If they weren't able to, if you hear a quarterback struggling to get the ball out, make those types of changes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. But since he's honestly thought he only had signed him 1 year. Wow.
So I guess we're gonna see Schultz back.
Schultz will be back. Yeah, see how that turns out.
I'm actually excited to see that. I like the connection between Dalton Sean and our tight end.
So are we becoming a Texans fan, my friend?
No. I said the connection between Dallas Cowboys. I like the feud.
I was thinking about feud.
I like the feud between tight ends. And I gotta say though, our tight end won this year.
Well, come on, man. You gotta be a fan of America's team, man.
The Cowboys, I am.
Nah. You know who took the Texas throne, brother?
I don't know about that. Everybody came out short this year. Everybody came short. But I talking about that, I am very eager this year, to be honest. That the prospects. Eager at the prospects. Yeah. I like who they've gotten. I like who they re-signed. I like the Cowboys right now, how they're at. I'm just very interested to see what kind of a turn they do in this draft. I'm really excited about this year's draft more than others because we really do need it. That could make a big difference. Even a lot of people that were talking about the Cowboys, they're saying that they see the Cowboys and they as a strong team now with a player they have. Yeah. Now we just need to see if that's true.
Yeah. They all ingredients to see if this cake tastes good.
Exactly.
Let's see. Just missing a couple to see if this draft.
Let's see if they need to add some salt.
Yeah.
Some sugar.
At the same time. Oh man. Well, it's time for our favorite segment of the show. Welcome to another segment that we like to call Ponte pilas. Or it says mijo. All right. We're going to say who's been on the ball and who needs to get on the ball or get fired.
Yeah. You might know already.
Oh, yeah. So, my brother, good news or bad news?
I always like to go on a good note.
I love asking that, even though I already know the response.
I like to go on a good news.
Well, my brother, can I have a drum roll, please? This week's Ponte Pilas Award goes to the one and only, the GM of the year, Nico Harrison, for pretty much obvious reasons.
Thank you for taking out the spotlight of the Cowboys.
No.
Just not too bad it was Dallas too.
Yeah, I know that's the only thing. What's in the water in Dallas?
What are they feeding them guys?
Exactly.
Is that gefilte fish? Yeah.
Honestly, Nico Harrison first. Given that abysmal answers during that press conference.
Okay, bro. Hey, you know what? You did what you did. Be quiet. Because your response just wow.
It's like, it's like there's an episode in The Simpsons where like they dig a hole and they're like, you know what? let's dig a hole deeper. And with the dirt that we knock free, we might get higher. They're just going deeper, just digging that hole deeper and deeper and deeper. And for pretty much just being a horrible GM, not reading the kind of team that you have, the city that you're in, your star players, it's just poor decision, poor management that honestly cost this team, which we both felt, that it was going to be another Texas showdown between the Rockets and Mavericks this playoff season, but it didn't come to pass.
It was exciting. Now it's like nope.
Yeah. And who's to blame for that? Nico Harrison.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, and as we said earlier, horrible management. Honestly, not seeing what you have, just like you're going based off dumb judgment, Yeah. And honestly, hey, like Don Freddie here said earlier, put your money where your mouth is. If you don't win a championship
next year,
you deserve to be fired and not touch a sports team at all.
And you said it yourself.
Yeah.
He said it himself.
He said it himself. So for this week, and probably for the rest of the offseason NBA season, ponte pilas, bro. And you know what? Start your scouting and do it well and get some good players for the Dallas Mavericks.
You better hope you get good players. Yeah.
Exactly. And better hope that the guy you traded for, Anthony Davis, doesn't stay injured because yikes.
You better hope he stays healthy.
Yeah, or get somebody to help him out.
And if you get another franchise player, don't trade him.
Or re-sign Kyrie Irving again. Make him a tender offer he can't refuse. Something.
Try to do something.
Yep, something.
I agree.
And I guess, shall we? This is Mijo Award.
Who do?
It goes to, actually, it's a double thing because it's for both our football teams, the Texans and the Cowboys, for actually eyeing some good prospects.
Yes.
And hopefully they make the right decisions, which I think they will. And as you said earlier, you're even looking forward to it with Dak included and the new coaching staff.
Yep.
Our teams are going to get some good picks.
And like I said, whether they pick a linebacker first or a running back, the way they seemed, at least from on their predictions, they're gonna go for a linebacker and a running back on their first two picks.
Yeah.
Whichever way it is. And that's exactly what I said that they needed.
Yeah.
So they're finally, I feel, in my opinion at least, that they're heading towards the right direction. They're actually getting and seeing what they need, and they're going and getting it.
Yeah. I hopefully the Texans get some offensive tackles. Offensive
line.
Oh yeah, something good when it comes to running back. They need to tighten up that offensive line because they need to protect Stroud.
Yeah.
Those 52 sacks. That's
ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, where are you? The Panthers? No, even at that, I think the Panthers weren't even on that list of the most sacked quarterback.
Nope, they weren't. Yeah. You know what?
Why?
No.
Why did that happen, Tech? Why? But either way, that's that's a whole can of worms.
The only, and this is the one that was fourth was Sam Darnold, and he's from Minnesota.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, you know what? That's true. The Vikings, those Vikings are having a pretty good season. They even beat the Texans when the team was complete. The whole team was healthy during that time. They beat them. Yeah, so
Well, that's another thing. You see, sometimes that can make a big difference.
Although penalties, Larry Tunsil and his penalty title that he has going, that's what hurt us a lot too.
Getting penalties hurts you
a lot.
Multiple can just end the game.
I think we were third place for the most offensive tackles. It was the fourth game. How could we have so many already and be one of the top three?
You know what? But that just goes to show. You know what I mean?
That goes to show. It showed the flaws. It showed them horribly. And I feel that this upcoming draft, we're gonna get something great. We're gonna work definitely on the team. It's gonna be awesome. And I'm looking forward to this draft.
No, definitely. It's. I think this is a good. They're going towards players that they should.
Yeah.
And do what they need. They do and doing what they need to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Well, my brother, this wraps up another phenomenal episode of Tailgate 956. I can't wait for the next one. Post draft.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excited about who we got.
Watch us be all.
Yeah, I hope not. I hope not.
I hope. You know what? Well, let's update during our Instagram. You'll see our happy expressions, our sad expressions. You'll see some kind of expression.
You'll see an expression.
You'll see something. You'll see something.
Okay, guys, I just burned my house down.
It just in the dark. You just see flames reflecting off you.
I was able to get Fluffy out, but
everything else is gone. Everything else is gone. My
yeah.
passion for my team as well.
My sports memorabilia gone.
Let's go Redskins. Actually, sorry, Commanders.
What is their name now?
And I'm gonna be like, yeah, let's go Titans.
Let's go Titans.
No, just kidding. Never.
Those will never be words that
those
come out of my
words
mouth.
will never escape our mouths. Exactly. We ride and die our teams. Well, once again, this has been Tailgate 956. I'm Rene Garza Jr.
And I'm Freddie Guevara.
And we'll see you at the next tailgate. My brother, let's catch the rest of that Astros game. I think it's the top of the fourth. Ooh, let's go straight.
Let's see how our bowls are doing.
Yeah, I'm over. Oh, yeah. River.